My name is Skylar Long. I am 7 years old. What is your name?
So my name is Eric Hall, and I'm Secretary at the Department of Juvenile Justice.
What will you do for schools?
So you know what? I started out as a teacher. So I used to teach high school biology. So I was a science teacher. I love science. My parents were both teachers. My wife, she's a school social worker. So I've done a lot of work throughout my life working with schools. Love teaching. I used to coach. I used to coach sports. I got 2 kids at home, one who's still in school, one who's in college. But in my job, I think the biggest thing I'm supposed to do is try to make sure that kids, sometimes make mistakes, maybe make some decisions, but at DJJ, we're supposed to help them kind of get back in school, stay in school, do well in school, get good grades.
That's very interesting.
It is interesting. I enjoy it.
Where did you grow up?
So I grew up, have you ever heard of Pasco County?
No, sir.
So have you heard of Tampa?
Yes, sir.
So just a little bit north of Tampa. I grew up down there, went to elementary, middle, and high school. But you know what? I've lived all over the place. I've lived in Miami. I've lived in Tampa. I've lived here in Tallahassee. Even lived in North Carolina for a little bit.
Oh, now that's very interesting. What is something you will always remember about your school when you were a kid?
So I think one of my best memories was I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Coughlin. And she used to help me because I sometimes struggled with reading. And so she helped me learn how to read really, really good. She took the extra time. Like sometimes during class, she'd pull me up to her desk so I could sit down and practice my reading. So she was a great teacher. She helped me get started early on.
Ah. So do you have a favorite book?
Oh, favorite book. So a lot of books at different ages. I just read a book outside called My Dog Bob. It's like it's a book for probably elementary kids. Then there's another book that I read when I got older called Good to Great. It's a book about how do you become try to really be a good leader, and how do you help people achieve their goals, and how do you build good teams. So that was one of my favorite books as I got older, definitely. So am I allowed to ask you?
Preschool?
So when I was growing up, I don't know if we had preschool where I lived at that time, but I went to kindergarten. And my preschool was probably with my grandmother. My grandmother helped to teach me some things when I was younger, before I started school. She spent a lot of time helping me work on my alphabet, my colors, learning how to do some reading before I went to kindergarten. So my grandmother helped me out a lot with that before, because again, we didn't have pre-kindergarten or preschool where I was.
What was your favorite subject in elementary school?
Elementary school, I would say it was science. I've always loved science. How about you?
PE, lunch, science, and reading.
Reading? Okay. Am I allowed to ask you questions? What's your favorite book?
Amelia Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia? Okay. It's a good book, I heard. Don't know it real well, but I've heard about it.
What is your favorite food?
You can probably tell by looking at me, I've got a lot of favorite foods. But probably I'd say chicken. It's probably the healthiest. So I like chicken and broccoli. How about you?
I like broccoli cheese soup, but I don't really eat the broccoli in it.
So you eat just the cheese, not the broccoli?
Yeah, I don't really like broccoli.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me ask you a few questions today.
Oh, you're welcome.